within this year, how many things have you said you were gonna do and you haven't done them? And that's just this year. Now, if you think back on past years, that list probably gets longer and longer and longer. And then each year you keep on adding more and more and more. But you don't do more. You don't do more. And we can really break it down. Break down why you say that you're going to do things. And break down why you don't end up doing them. And let's start with, why do you say these things? Why do you say? Why do you say? One, you have dreams, ambition, goals. Everyone does, everyone should. And two, you say, you tell somebody, you share it with somebody because you feel a sense of relief, whether it's because you feel anxious about it, nervous about it, scared, whatever emotion you feel about chasing this dream. Let's just say dream, goal, whatever. It relieves that pressure off of you by sharing it with someone. Instead of doing it, you get that relief and almost brings you, no, I wouldn't say like you feel like you've done it, but it just relieves that little anxious feeling that you have about actually doing it when you share it with somebody. But then that might even bring more, because then you share with so many people, then everyone, then you know everyone, then you know that everyone knows. And when you don't do the thing, that brings you more and more stress, because then you're like, bro, I keep saying this shit, but I don't do nothing. Or two, you share it because then you feel a feeling of validation by telling somebody that you're chasing something. Because then they look at you like, oh, damn, this fool's doing something. Or like, oh, damn, he's really about that. He's going to grind it out. He's going to do this. So you get that little instant gratification by just telling somebody that you're going to do something. And that little gratification comforts you and lets you put it off, right? Because then you're like, oh, I got a really little validation, so I don't need to really chase it for real. Because then you get that dopamine hit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like you say these things. Maybe there's more reasons to it, right? But those are the main ones I can think of now. Now, why don't you do these things? And I want you to think about it for a second. What do you think is holding you back from doing these things? I'll give you guys a second one, like, bro, because while you think about that, let me just add a little thing. Like, I'm right here outside of a Lucky's, and I just seen two fools pull out with two fat ass black garbage bags filled with bottles, liquor bottles. I can hear him clink, 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 clink. Fool got in his whip. I was like, what the hell? Alright, forget about that. What did you come up with? What was your answer? And let me just tell you this. If your answer was anything besides your own fault, your own inaction, your own issue, that's an issue. Because why? Yeah, you can clearly, there's so many things you can blame, but at the end of the day, whose responsibility is it to get this shit done? Yourself, your own. And yeah, you blame this or blame that, and then that relieves the pressure. That relieves the feeling of having to do something instead of actually doing it, because one, you're scared to do it or nervous, whatever the case may be. But look, if you make any excuses, you're already doing it wrong. The only person to blame is yourself by not taking action. And yeah, this could happen and this could happen, but at the end of the day, shit's gonna happen to everybody. Everybody goes through something. And it's not to say that makes it easier, but guess what? It's just what it is. You still gotta get that shit done regardless. So stop saying so much and start doing. And then honestly, I could do why don't you do these things. One, there's so many things to why don't you do it, but that's the main one. That's the main one I like to focus on, because there ain't nothing to blame but yourself for these things, man. But there's a bunch of other shit. One, you care about what people think, but then that goes back to you. That's your own fault. Or what else? Like, you don't want to, you feel too nervous, or you have anxiety or whatever, but everything goes back to you, man. Anything that has to do with why you're not taking action or why you're not doing, it goes back to you. And then that's where you got to figure out where your issues are and work on those, improve those. And then that's even, what's crazy about that though, that's even sane. That's a little even more sane, because then you probably tell yourself like, oh, I don't want to be as anxious. I don't want to be as socially awkward. I want to be fit. But you got to start doing, fool. Because nothing's going to change if you don't do anything. You know what I'm saying? So stop saying, especially to people, man. Continue saying it to yourself. Write it down. Do whatever you need to do. But stop sharing it with so many people. And then start taking action. Start doing things. Start changing. Little by little, big by bigger. However you want to say it, however you want to do it, man. But just do it. Take care.